Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. Alright, those of you may know I am on maintenance interval at work, so I'm off of work for the next, about 10 days. And you know what that means. Oftentimes when I'm on maintenance interval and have some extended periods of time off, we go on little road trips, and that's where we are today. Today we are in Denton, Texas, about 40 miles west of Fort Worth, and we're going to visit the old Alton Bridge. That's where we are right now. This bridge was built in 1884, so it's been around for a really long time, and it's actually ended up on the historical registry of historical sites, but it's also got kind of a more ominous story, and we're going to talk about what they call this the Goatman's Bridge. Come on, let's go. This is going to be great. So this is the old Alton Bridge right here, and it crosses over the creek. It used to be kind of a popular place to get over the creek at this point, but as I said, it has a more ominous history now, because in the early 1930s, there was a guy named Oscar Washburn who was a relatively successful goat herder in the area, and he kind of was a little bit resented by the townsfolk because he was successful and because he was black, and they didn't really like his attitude. They thought he was a little too cocky and arrogant, because he was a black man and all that, and they began to kind of goof on him and call him the Goatman. Well, he kind of embraced this title, and at one point, what he did is he put a sign up on one end of the bridge, because he lived near the bridge with his family, and he put a sign up on the bridge that said, "This way to the Goatman." And that infuriated some of the residents, and they cornered him here on the bridge in 1938, tied a rope around his neck and pushed him off the edge of the bridge. And they tried to look over the edge of the bridge to see the body, and he was gone. And this completely panicked them, and they ended up going to the Goatman's house and burning his house to the ground with his wife and his kids inside. So this was like a horrible thing. And supposedly at this point now, from here on out, the Goatman haunts this bridge. And sometimes if you come out here at night, you can see him or hear him, and there have been people that have actually been assaulted by him. People have had rocks thrown at him, and in another case they've seen eyes, red eyes off in the woods out here, and heard screams and moaning out here. And like I said, one point there was a couple of kids that came to the bridge, and they were kind of trying to dare each other to call the Goatman, and one of them was persuaded to knock on the bridge 3 times and call the Goatman, and apparently the Goatman appeared and scared the kids away, and they've never ever come back. Now there's supposedly a historical marker here. I don't think this is it. This just announces that it was built in 1884, and it's listed on the Natural History of Historical, or National Registry of Historical Places. But I heard there's like a historical marker. Let's go to the other side and see if it's over here, because the historical marker supposedly mentions the Goatman. Like I said, this bridge is built to last, because it's been here since 1884. They used to allow cars over it, but not anymore. And it's just you can ride a bike on it, or you can walk over it. Let's see, there's another. That's just another sign there. 5-ton limit. Yes, that's just the same thing here. Like I said, there's supposedly a historical marker over here. I'm going to wander around a little bit, see if I can find it. Kind of walked around a little bit. I don't see any markers here, but there's a trail going underneath it, so I figured, let's try this, right? A lot of graffiti over here. Yeah, 100 and, what, 140 years old, something like that. They don't build them like that anymore, do they? Like I said earlier, this is sort of a cool place right now for people to go hiking. You can get down into the water. In fact, I saw someone bringing a kayak down to the river here just a minute ago. So obviously that's a good place to do it. Looks like some nice water to go kayaking in here. And there's really nice trails back here apparently too. I could see there's one that kind of goes way back over there. Halfway thinking about going down and looking at some of those trails. Haven't been on a hiking vlog in a while, have we? Alright, so I didn't see any historical markers over there. Let's wander over to this side of the bridge again. See if I can see it. Like I said, there's a bunch of people out here, so... Oh, there we go. There's some reference to it right there. The Goatman's Bridge. Yeah, allegedly when he comes after you, he's a half man, half goat. Yeah, the more I look, the more I see references to the Goatman. This is the original Goatman's Bridge. Yeah, see, there's a little bit more graffiti. Goatman's Bridge lives on. Well, anyway, I got one other place I want to go to, and you know I got to come back here at night. So we're going to go check out where we're going to go for tomorrow's vlog, and then we'll come back here after dark and check this out. So, like I said, I don't see a historical marker here. There's supposedly one, and I saw a photograph of it at one point when I was researching for this, but I don't know, maybe it's been removed. I'll see you in a couple hours after it's dark. Alright, it's not completely dark yet, but it's getting there. Sunset was about 20 minutes ago. It's going to be a little while before the sky gets dark, but we're getting there. Kind of a creepy looking bridge, huh? Yeah, I guess supposedly you can see like eyes staring at you from out of the woods here. Allegedly. At least that's what witnesses say. Nobody's thrown rocks at me yet, so that's a good thing. Although it isn't really dark yet. It's darkish. Yeah, see, that's how far away from the road it is. A little extra creepy too, because we're coming up on a full moon. Actually, full moon is supposed to be tomorrow night, and I guess there's supposed to be like a lunar eclipse, a blood moon lunar eclipse that happens. So I don't know. I may be up watching that too. I don't know if I'll get any footage of it, because sometimes getting pictures of the moon is can be a little bit of a challenge, but I am going off on a bit of a tangent here. We're here to look at a haunted bridge, right? Alright, we're gonna give it another 10 or 15 minutes until it's really dark. I got my flashlight out here, so we'll be good to go. Alright, we're starting to finally get it to the darkness now. I got to have the flashlight on to actually see right now. I had to wait a few minutes because there were a couple other people that just seemed to be hanging out on the bridge, taking their time moving along here, so. And they're off in the distance, they're making noises, so. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a pretty nasty looking spider right there. That definitely adds to the ambience, huh? Alright, so I hear some young people off in the distance, screaming in the distance, trying to create a spooky environment. They're kind of the ones that have been kind of monopolizing the bridge for a while. I finally got them to move on here, so I'm going to do one last cross across the bridge here. I think we'll turn out the lights and see what I can see, if anything. Not a whole lot out there right now. But there is one thing we forgot to do that I'm going to probably have to do at some point here. And that is, one of the reports is some kids came onto the bridge, knocked 3 times, and summoned the Goatman, and he appeared to them. So, I don't know. I don't know if you got to do it on wood or if you can do it on the metal, but I'm going to do it on the metal here. Hey, Goatman. Are you here, Goatman? Nope, just kind of a spooky bridge out here. And honestly, with all the car traffic going by, it's hard to get that spooked out over here because it's so noisy all the time, but I never cease to be amazed how good of a job this camera does in low light. It's almost so black I can't see, and yet the camera's actually picking up all right. See, there isn't a whole lot over on this side. You got the bridge going over the river there, the little parking lot, and there's actually a business back there. But this is sort of the area over here that's all kind of wooded. And the area kind of, I guess, where the screams have been coming from, or the glowing red eyes, whichever the case is. I don't know. I've been to haunted places before, and I've never really sensed anything. I think some people are maybe more sensitive to it than others are, and maybe I'm just in the latter category, because some people say they feel cold. Cold out here, they hear things, they see things. I don't know, it's just a bridge at night. Actually kind of a beautiful piece. But no ghosts, no Goatman. So, anyway, I think we wrapped this one up. I'm going to file this under the category of probably a myth, urban legend. But it was still kind of fun to come out here and check it out. This would be a great place to come hang out during Halloween, right? Anyway. Anyway, I got about a 2-hour drive back to Waco, so I think it's time to get going on that. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.